Good morning, guys. We are here and going to do a fun bumblebee. Now, or honeybee. I haven't quite decided. Let's see what we end up with. Good morning and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'm here with a fun honeybee, bumblebee, that kind of a thing. If you want a ladybug or bugs of that kind, we're going to do those on Thursday. I figured limiting the number of bugs we were doing at one time might be good. You know, just what it is. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Now, if you're new here, make sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when new videos go up. All of the information for materials that I use are down below in the more information box. And about 10 or 15 minutes, I will be starting to post the link. So you'll be able to win the eventual artwork that we make during this lesson. Let's get started. Oh, I love it. We have so many people coming into the live stream right now. Yay! So guys, we're going to do the honeybee and we'll do a bumblebee. Two things. The way I remember a honeybee is like a finger. I know it seems a little simplistic, but really it helps me to remember the parts of the honeybee. So on a finger, you have three parts. You've got the head part of the honeybee. You have the thorax, which is the part where all of the bits are attached. So the wings are attached and the legs are all attached from that middle part. And then you have the abdomen, which is the back end of the honeybee. So a honeybee is like a finger, but a bumblebee is like a thumb, because really you only see the head and all the rest of it. So I think of bumblebees are fatter, like a thumb, where honeybees are a little bit skinnier, like a finger. I hope that helps you to remember the difference. So what is this? This is a honeybee because we have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And the thorax part right here is where the wings and the legs all come off of. So that is my quick and down and dirty how to tell the difference when you're drawing between a honeybee, which is like a finger, three parts, and a bumblebee, which is like your thumb, two parts. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to flip the page, and we're going to draw a honeybee and a bumblebee. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a bit, and I'll draw big. So a honeybee, most simple, the honeybee is a head. Now I'm drawing it all in pen. So I'm going to leave a space where the wing is going to come out. If you draw it in pencil, just draw your lines all over everything and take an eraser. So you've got your head. The head also has the eyes. And I don't make anatomical eyes for bees. I do just big circles. They do not have glossy eyeballs like people or other types of animals. They have, I believe they have a compound eye, kind of like most insects. So it doesn't reflect a lot of light. So you've got your head, your eyes, the thorax, and you've got the body. And they have a little bit of a waist. And then it comes out and around. A little bit of a waist. They don't have a sharp waist like a wasp. Oh, good. I'm glad that the description of how to remember which one's a bumblebee and which is a honeybee, or how to tell the difference between them. So Then wings, I do not do anatomically either, except that I have them starting in the thorax. You can make them whatever shape you want them to be. If you want to be able to do, whoops, that one went a little, I'm drawing at kind of a sharp angle. So this one, see, it doesn't match. You want them to match. But it's not a big deal if it doesn't. Just draw some more lines. Close enough. Then you've got your stripes. Oh, the other thing that I find very interesting about the difference between honeybees and bumbles is that even though honeybees do have a slight fur on their body, on the abdomen, you don't see it really strong. So you would keep your lines very short around the edges when you're doing the fur on the body, the hairs. And then this is where that stripe would be, and a stripe would be, and I'm going to clip that and do a stripe. You can put a stinger if you want to. The up here on the thorax, he usually has like a she usually has like a little fur collar that might be a little more fuzzy, and there is fur on the thorax. Now remember, this is a super quick, more of a sketch of the honeybee. Oh, if you're interested, I do on my Teespring store now have face masks, and one of my face masks is honeybees. I also have belt bags that work really great as bags for putting your pens and things when you're going on a walk and you want to take a little bit of your art with you. You can slip a couple little folded notebooks and some pens, pencils, all those good things. All right. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, isn't it? So, oh, and then she has antennas. And I'm just putting them in. Now, the trickiest part is the legs, really. Basically, you have one pair of legs that's moving forward, and I like to put them in sections because that's what it reminds me of. So she has like, see, most of the bees you see are she's. So that's why I keep going back to she has. The drones are only there to mate with the queen. They don't do anything in the hive. So, and a queen will mate, like, she'll have a mating flight and she'll mate with 10 or 12 male bees. They'll all go die, and then she will have enough sperm to go and fertilize and have fertilized eggs for the rest of her life. All right, Gina, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And you know what? This will be still up when you come back. We'll be right here. So you've got your front pair of legs. They have 6 legs and they work in pairs. And the next pair is actually coming out from underneath of that wing. So I'm going to put that little upper thigh bit. I'm going to put another leggy bit. And sometimes I'll even swing that out, make it look like little bell bottoms. And then you'll have another one coming out of there, and her little feet. And the little feet really are like just little feet. If you look at it as if this was a sort of like telescoping, if this part of this leg fits up inside that part of this leg, that part of the leg sort of fits inside, and then you've got your bigger leg. Their legs are not like trees. Sometimes they get bigger and sometimes they get smaller. And again, this is not totally anatomical, because who has time for that? A lot of people do. Now, on the thigh area here, you could even have it bumped, because that's sort of where they pack on their pollen to take back. They collect it with their legs off of the fur that's on their bodies and pack it onto the sides. And then they do have like a straw for a tongue. There we go. We've got a quick little honeybee. I'm going to say that his legs are a little bit colored in. And now what I want to do, and this is where it's not going to be in the realm of, yeah, I will doodle, when we do our real bee here, I will doodle on the wings. So this is Honeybee. And good morning, everyone. Now see how easy this is? You can do this. It's one line at a time, step by step. So now we're going to do a bumble. And remember, a bumble is kind of like your thumb. You see the head, and then you see his wings and his chubby body. And I'm kind of I'm not moving my book as much. So you know what? It's okay. He's got the same type of eyes. She's got the same type of eyes. I keep saying he. Oh, and something I didn't know. The difference also with honeybees and bumblebees. Honeybees live in hives of, 10,000 to 50,000 bees. Bumbles live in colonies of 20 to 50. And they don't make big, huge hives, but they do make small ones. They make small little colony hives. They only store about as much honey as they need for a week. Bumbles have shorter, chubbier wings, except that wing got really shortened. They have the same leg arrangement. They do have a stinger on the queen, and the workers do have stingers, but you have to work really hard to get a bumblebee to sting you. You basically have to be almost damaging their nest. And bumbles have less stripes. You've got some that are called like a buff bum. They've got like a creamy bum here, or they've got a rusty colored line. They have a similar arrangement for their antennas, and they have a similar arrangement for their legs. So there we go. they collect, the bumble is actually a better pollinator than regular bees, honeybees, because they do a thing called buzz pollinating. I was really fascinated. Yeah, I go, when I'm doing something like this with you guys, I go and I do a lot of research. Just because I want to know some stuff so that I can share. And their bodies are really fuzzy. Now, the buzz pollinating, they'll take their legs and they'll hold on to the pistil in the center, or the stamen in the center, and they'll flap their wings really hard, and they shake the center of the flower, and that releases the pollen and covers their bodies, and then they collect all the pollen off their bodies and put it on their little pollen packs on their legs. Probably more information about the honeybee and the bumblebee than you really wanted to know, but you never know. I think that by learning something new every day, it increases our understanding of the world. It gives us, more of an understanding of how things are put together. So I like that, but I also like to simplify. The thorax part of both of them is mostly just a dark, and it is covered with little furry spines. The head is dark also, but because I colored the eyes in really dark, and I don't want to spend too much time on here, we have our honeybee and a bumblebee. Already. Yeah, it's nice to go and study what you paint. So now we've got Bumblebee. And we've got Honeybee. So what if I wanted the honeybee standing on his side? You do the same thing. You've got a head, you've got the thorax, and you've got the abdomen. You've got the big eye, and you've got the antenna. You have the stripes. You've got leg. Leg. And a longer leg. And you have the wing. And I try not to put too deep of a waist from the underside, because it's really easy. See, and then give her some fur. If you put too much of a waist, you can end up with a wasp. I don't want a wasp. So there, that's how I would get my honeybee from the side. And you can, if you want to, you can put all of the legs in. Sometimes that can get a little bit busy, especially when you've got the antennas of another drawing crossing with it. All right. I like to share. So your bumble from the side is going to be, you'll see you've got the bit of the head space and the rest of his body and his wing. Look at that. Bumbles are actually easier. But remember that he does, or she does have a thorax, and the thorax is the area where the legs are all coming off of. Even though it looks like they're coming from the main part of the body. Bumble, bumble. Bumblebees are truly the little creature of flight that is so... That one didn't work out as well. See? Sometimes you have to play and know he doesn't have a eighth leg. But sometimes you just play with it. Sketch. Showing that you had lines there and then move those lines. Oh, excellent, Robin. I'm so glad that your prize drawing got there. Oh, I need to post the prize drawing. Thank you for that reminder. So we are going to move on to our actual drawing for today, and I think it's going to be something like this. I like this kind of an idea. So I'm going to do the honeybee. And something that I want to do here first, before we get drawing, is I want to lay down just a quick kind of honey-colored background. So we're going to get this just all wet. So yeah, I do mix up my media. I like having watercolor and the pen and ink. Nice and wet. I'm going to grab kind of this, this is what they call sepia brown. I'm going to put some of that in here. It's a nice goldy color. And yep, it's going to be, they don't have a yellow ochre in this Arteza set. This is the little 5-pack. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's go Busy Bees. Busy Bees is the word for today. Or words for today. Because I've decided I need to be a busy bee. I need to be more industrious like the bees, moving from flower to flower, getting the work done. There we go. See, and this is just the sepia brown from there, but I'm leaving some light and some dark. All the way to the tape, though. If you put tape on, use it. Go all the way to the edge. To be or not to be? That is the question. Is it better to fly from flower to flower and collect a small amount of honey, or a small amount of nectar and pollen? Or is it better to stay put and use everything that's in one location? See, that's why I like bees. Bees, they take a little bit from a lot of places. Kind of like people who are gig workers. You know, you move from place to place, you get something done, you move on, do it again someplace else. I you know, what can I say? My brain goes off into strange little places. So I'm just drying this with a heated craft tool. And this is old. It's probably from 2015 or 16. The newer ones are not necessarily as durable, I've heard. But anything, a blow dryer works. It's Busy Bee or Busy Bees. I'm pretty easy on that, okay? Let's see some wet stuff on the outside edge. All right. So I am going to bring up something here. I need to bring the contrast down just a smidge so it's not quite so over bright in your face. There we go. Busy bee. All right, so now I'm seeing that I do need to have it up on a tilt to be able to show it to you better. Whoops. There we go. See, that's the neat thing here. RoboCam to the rescue. Let's see. Oh, well. Ooh. Oh. Okay, we're going to try something. We're going to try something here. I am going to see if I can get this into view. Maybe not. I'm trying to get everything on here so that you guys can see it. That's about as good as I'm going to get, guys. Done. Excellent. All right, so good old bees. Let's get that back. So you can do this in pencil first. You don't have to do it with a pen first. I kind of like the immediacy of it, the instant gratification. I don't have to draw it again. So I'm putting in his head, her head. I'm putting in the shoulder part, leaving a space, coming down. Now I am going to make these wings nice and big. And they do have two pairs of wings. So almost like a butterfly has two pair of wings. And if they're not totally perfect match, that's okay. You know, maybe the wing moved. Well, welcome. Yeah, the watercolor is available for to win this. If you click on the link, here, right here, click on the link, fill in the form, and the word of the day is busy bee. I'm going to go ahead and put my antennas in. And they can be a little free-form, you know. They can have an extra little bend here and there. The eyeball on the sides. And you can adjust. I am going to color the eyeball in black. And then we will be using some watercolor or watercolor pencil or something to put in the different tones on the body, to color it. There, the words, to color. All right, so now we have our thorax, we have our wings, we have our head, we have the antenna, and antennae? I'm not sure how that says. You can, you know, they do have like some little mouth parts and stuff like that. You can sort of give a little indication of it if you want, kind of like where his little mouth is. Not too worried. I'm going to go ahead I'll put the body on. Remember, she has a bit of a waist, but she's not a supermodel. She's got a full figure, but she's not chubby like the bumbles. All right. A little bit, but not quite so much waste. And the way we fix that is we just make it a shadow. So there's a bit of a fur at the top, sometimes a different color, like the goldy color, that comes down over the top of the thorax and by the head. See, I'm just having fun here. I'm not worried. Don't worry. See, the less you worry about the artwork, the better it is. You're more accepting of your work. And the more you accept the work that you're doing as being good, the better you get. Because it's like, oh yeah, I can draw that. I can draw straight little lines, right? To make the stripe. I can just make straight little lines. And, oh, well, the body is a little bit curved, so maybe I'll make my straight little line go in a curve. See? There we go. Oh, did you know that the queen bee can sting you many, 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 many times and not die? Because she can. But the workers can only sting you once. They've been finding that the poison in honeybee stings is actually therapeutic. There are people that go and purposefully get stung by bees to help with their arthritis. I'm not somebody that's going to purposefully go and get stung, but I think that's very interesting. Those are probably people that can deal with acupuncture too. And I can't do that. So there we go. We've got our stripes on. I'm putting a few little lines back here. See how that just made her head feel like it's got shape to it now? So, yeah, it's going to be really, really hot here today, too. We were 100 degrees yesterday in the Pacific Northwest. All right, I need to put the legs on so I can start doing all of the other doodly fun bits. So we've got our front legs. So you've got like the thigh. And then you've got like the forearm. And then you've got the hand. Coming off of the thorax. Now remember that other leg here, it's kind of coming out up on the body, but it's coming out from under the wing. Not matched. The legs don't have to. They can be at different angles. You can give the little sections either kind of trumpety or little overlapping. Focus. There you go. So kind of swing it out, give them flares at the different joints. And then kind of point it off. And then we've got the big back legs. And they do pack that pollen on to their legs also. The pollen gets used to make the wax. Bees are amazing. So I'm just swinging these legs back a little bit. And then I may have given too many joints here. You know, it's okay. We're just getting a big old bee. Oh, I make mistakes all the time. I just don't call out the mistake. You know, if you're confident, if you are, like I said, if you believe you're good, and it's not a belief you're good as in, oh my gosh, look how good I am, but that it's you can say inside your head, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Or, oh, that's okay. I can make this work. So I'm not, I don't put down my lines perfectly all the time. I'm just good at disguising them. And that's what I want you guys to learn how to do, is how to disguise when those lines don't go quite the way you expect them to. You just flow with it. You work it out. So say right here where it's a little bit, things didn't line up, I went over, I'm going to color it in anyway. And then it's just texture on his legs. And you can leave a sliver of light, and it doesn't even have to make sense why that sliver of light is there. See? I didn't leave room on his thighs right here, her thigh, for the pollen packet, so it got, extra lines inside of it. It's okay, I'll just make texture in there. I'll color around it. See? But yeah, give yourself some, cut yourself some slack, folks. Remember that I have also been drawing for... Okay, guys, face to face here. Face to face here. I've been drawing for, since I was 5 or 6, okay? So you're going to know how old I am now. I'm 56 years old, and I've been drawing for almost 50 years. So just give yourself permission to learn, to observe, to look at things. You are an artist because you say you're an artist. You can draw because you say you can draw. You can paint because you say you can paint. You pick up a pen, you pick up a pencil, you pick up crayons. You play with color, you play with line. Don't put yourself into a rigid box that it has to be drawn with absolute precision at all times. No, I have, all right, let's see, we'll put it here. See, this is a quick sketch. I was playing with the lavender, and it was like, oh, let's make some loopy lavender. These little bees, these are scribble bees, okay? You don't, oh yeah, little ladybug too. These are scribble bees. These are just loosening up, getting used to what your tool can do. You have the power to do art. You are creative, and that is what you need to learn most from every single one of my classes, is that you are creative, you can draw, you can paint, you can color, you can build, you can grow, you can do whatever your heart wants to do. So drawing is not the only skill out there. That's why I doodle. Okay? My things, these are doodle bees, doodle bugs, doodle trees, doodle flowers. Because doodling is not scary. Right? Doodling is not scary. And that's what you need to know. So doodling is drawing without pressure. So let's go back and continue doodling, because that's what we need to do. All right. So there we go. Practice. Absolutely. And practice. Okay, I'm going to finish getting this colored in here. Then we're going to start doodling those wings. And we may put an indication of some of this stuff around there. I don't know. I think this one got a little bit busy. But I might put one hexagon with a couple flowers, I think is what we're going to do. So, you know, there you go. That was my soapbox. I got on a soapbox. Because you guys are worth me getting on a soapbox for. Because you guys are my community. You are my people. You are the ones that make me so happy. Oh, and remember, if you want to win this, we are putting this in as a drawing today. You have to be here to get the link and put in the word busy bee in the secret word column. And yeah, so there. Yeah, so there. Boy, yeah, sometimes the words, I'm glad I'm not a politician where I have to speak clearly. I'm a teacher. Sometimes teachers stumble over their words, and that's okay. But I am human, and I make mistakes. So there we go. All right. On the back here, you notice I'm kind of working my lines going around in an arc around the bottom. And I'm trying to keep kind of a lighter spot here in the middle. And then sort of working around in an arc like that. Oh, this little guy is cute. I think I want a few little lines coming up on the front of the face. Like little hairs. You know, all those little hairs on the bee serve a purpose. Bumblebees too. Oh, did you know that when bumblebees sting you, they can actually sting you multiple times? They don't have any barbs on their tails. I didn't know that. That a bumblebee can, but like I said before, all of the information I found with bumblebees, you have to basically be stomping on their nest for them to sting you. And if you find bumblebees, sometimes you'll find bumblebees curled up in flowers because they got caught out from their colony for the night. So they'll just go to sleep in the flowers, just all curled up, little bumblebees. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm liking this. It's making me happy. I'm not putting a stinger on this one. Yes. No one should tell anyone that they can't do something, anything. You should not be told you can't because. You can't because. That is not in my philosophy. No. I can because I want to. I can because this interests me. I can learn about something and increase my knowledge every day, no matter how old I am. I'm putting some little hairs on his arms and legs. They're all legs, but I'm calling them arms and legs. Texture. It's just texture. Makes it feel a little bit more real without being too fussy. That's right, Catherine. So KM Crafts, guys. KM Crafts, that's my niece, Catherine, and she is a beekeeper. And I've had some of the honey from her bees. Oh. So now I'm going to go ahead and instead of actually drawing all of this, I'm going to make a rough hexagon. Now this is not a perfect hexagon, guys. Basically a hexagon, all of the sides are the same size. They're the same length. And it's mirrored side to side this way and mirrored top to bottom that way. So if you can do it without having to use pencils, or a pencil, go for it. I am going to go like this and give myself a couple little marks. So that's my top, and then I'm going to break it into 6 sections. I am not measuring, I am eyeballing. So we've got 1, 2, that's a little bit tall. Maybe bring that in a little bit. See, you can you're not, it doesn't have to be perfect. A 6-sided something. And you know what? I was right. It needed to go out a little bit farther the first time. See? Right about there. And, okay, so when we put this in, you can actually put, now I'm going to do this freeform. I'm not using a ruler. When you put it in, you can make like the little wall. Now if, oh, maybe I'll put a flower down here. And we'll put a flower right here. See, I should have thought about that before I started putting my oh, I need one right there too. Ha, there. So now I can go, oh, I need just to put a bit of a line here and here between my circles. But anyway, the thickness of the wax that would be making the cells. Doesn't have to be perfect. Bees might be perfect, but I'm not. So, well, thank you. Excellent, Catherine. More honey from the bees. Love it. Yeah, because harvesting in the summer, so that way the bees have enough time to make honey to take them through the winter. And it's always exciting when a hive makes it through a wet Washington winter. So there we go. All right, I've got a bit of, I'm not going to draw the whole thing for more, well, maybe I am. See, these guys are going off the edge. So haha. That's how that goes. Let's zoom out just a little bit so you can see. So anyway, Catherine also has a YouTube channel, and she's got some beekeeping videos on there, and she's got a lot of fun, crafty videos. So, gotta call out the family. So now what I want to do, I'm going to make some little flowers, and these are going to be kind of daisy-ish. Not anything too spectacular. Just, whoa, sorry about that. Why did that go out of focus? Come on, focus. Oh, heavens. Ah, there. That was crazy. So, I'm just going to start putting them in. And you see how by leaving those spaces, it looks like the flower is on top. So, guys, make sure if you're interested in possibly winning this, click on the link. You do have to be here in the live chat to get the link. And the secret word of the day is busy bee, or busy bees, because right now is the busy season. All the flowers are blooming, the honey is being made. So there. All right, I'm going to do that up here. I'm going to put another flower. Maybe it'll have even more petals. I don't know. Maybe the petals will be a little skinnier. See, this is one of those easy flowers that I showed you how to do in several of the videos, the doodling videos. So I have lots of doodle videos. I have doodle flower videos. I have doodle fill patterns. We've got doodle landscapes. So if you're interested, check out some of my other videos. I'm just putting an outline around. It's not perfect. Sometimes it's wider, sometimes it's narrower. It works. Totally works. All right. Yeah. So have fun doing your doodling, drawing your bees. We're going to doodle on those wings too. See? My petals just did something weird there. It's okay. My petals are organic. And that's the thing. I draw very organic shapes. It makes it feel a little bit more whimsical when the shapes aren't all perfect and they don't necessarily line up. Maybe an extra line around that one. Oh, you know, it's fun to do these things in your sketchbooks. That's why I practice in my sketchbook. I work out designs that I'm doing with you guys in my sketchbook. I mean, this is one of my sketchbooks. See, there's, oh, see, I was learning how to draw bees. Playing with ladybugs. Ladybugs are on Thursday. So, you know, you can take this shape, make it into a lightning bug. You know, do lots of different things. And let's see here. Yeah. I'm just doing that. All right. So, had to take care of something there. But, yeah, we just do our whimsical drawings. And work on being positive and building a positive community, because that's what we've got here. Draw on old book pages and then paint them. Oh, yes. And I've seen some beautiful pen and ink drawings that were done on old book pages and then painted. And painted with, you know, gouache or watercolor. Now you can get as detailed as you want. You can, you know, grow your flowers however you want them to be. I'm going to shift this flower up here. I don't want it going partly under because that wouldn't be an under. That's a wall. So we don't want it to go under that wall, because these are cells that the honey would be filled into, or it could be cells like the all the little eggs are laid into and grown into fun bees, worker bees, and new queens. So I'm just working my way around. Whimsical patterns, scattered flowers. Tell B that hammerhead sharks are one of my most favorite kinds of sharks, with their eyeballs out on the sides. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, sharing. You guys can share your artwork with me. You can share by tagging me at Deliberately Creative on Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest, or you can share with me on our Facebook group. I'm gonna just take this is like 3 or 4 big, huge kneaded erasers pushed together. YouTube manipulates the numbers on the views and likes. Thank you. You know, I'm trying to I'm trying to grow the doodling community now. You know, pouring has so many people out there doing things. I want to grow my doodling community. All right, so I'm looking at this and I'm going, those lines I want to join up here. And okay, so you guys were saying, oh, she does this so perfect all the time. No, look at this. I've got these lines here. I'm not real pleased with how glumpy those lines look. But if I go back in and I put filling in around the petals and I leave a little spot for highlight, look at that. It starts making the flower, those petals, feel a little more whimsical. They also feel like better flower, a petal right there. Now, I still have some stuff going on here, and I think I might be going, instead of it being a flaw, it's going to be a feature. See? A line out of place is just a line you haven't figured out how to use yet. And so now I'm just going to go wandering around here. If you are interested, if you just came in, hi, I'm Stephanie from Deliberately Creative, and this is our honeybee and bumblebee lesson. The beginning of the video, I showed how to draw a honeybee, how to draw a bumblebee from the top and from the side. So if you're interested in learning about that, please make sure and go back to the beginning of the video when this is all over. So that you can get those lessons. And, you know, maybe that's all you came for, was to learn how to draw that honeybee or the bumblebee. So it would be really quick and easy to learn how to do it. So I'm still just working my way around, but you see how I wasn't flustered. I didn't get worried that, oh my gosh, I totally ruined the whole thing. There's never a ruined doodle. There's just a doodle that you need to continue to put more lines on, or dots. See? Maybe that line wasn't as thick as I wanted it. Since I'm filling it in, it's easy to make it thicker. And there. Boom, 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 boom. So see? Maybe I want to put stripes on the little centers. This is where the doodling really comes in. You can say, maybe I want, or should I try? And the answer is yes. Go ahead, try. I've got 4 more flowers that I can do things to. I've got the wings of this little guy. And because we put the color on the background, I don't know that I'm even going to go in and paint this. So, yeah. A line out of place is just a line you haven't learned to use yet, or haven't decided how you're going to use. It might inform you on, it might spark an idea in your mind that you never thought of. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I know what I want to do there. Because I saw that line that went poof across the page. Yes, Amy, your messages are coming through. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. At least I saw that message. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. We are I love my community. I love you guys so much. Having you here and having the new people coming in too. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad that I've been able to do something that could bring a little bit of joy to people, a little bit of calm in your day, give you an opportunity to visit with people. I know a lot of us are isolated right now. Even though a lot of places have removed their stay-in-place orders, we're still isolating. We're still not, going out and hanging out with all of our friends. And this gives us a place that we can hang out, chat, visit, build our community even more. You notice that some of these petals are getting their little spot of light, and some of them aren't. Doesn't have to be on every single one. Doesn't have to be in the same place. See? Maybe this one doesn't have a spot of light. So I do have fans on, and the air conditioner is on in the other part, another room in the house. And so I have a fan that's aiming the air in here. So I'm hoping that that isn't too loud. I know I do have the background music playing also. I think I'm going to skip over that one for now. Maybe I'm going to put little circles around the edge, like little beads all lined up, like those chain beads that are used for pull chains. I still have a pull chain on the light in my bathroom. My house was built in the early 1940s, and so half of our wiring is new and half of our wiring is old. And the bathroom only has one electrical outlet and it's controlled by the pull chain, turning it on and off. The outlet is only on when the light is turned on. So, yeah, weird things that you learn about Stephanie. But we've lived in this house for a long, long time. Since my son was less than a year old was when we moved here. Bought the house. Very fortunate at that time. It was right before the big housing boom. So this little house was still a reasonable purchase. And I like my little house. We were living tiny before tiny living was trendy. I say tiny. To me, it's the perfect size. It is small, though, compared to many people have garages that are bigger than my house. We're right at 700 square feet in this house, but it doesn't feel super small. So, oh, and remember, guys, that if you're interested in ways to support my channel, I'm trying to remember to save these little promotionals till later in the show, because the people who would be interested in possibly sharing in my journey and helping me out are the ones that stick around for the first hour. Although a lot of people have to, they can't watch for super, super long, or they'll come back and they'll watch bits and pieces until they see the whole show, and that's great. I love when you guys watch and come back and watch again that's one of the big ways to help any YouTube person, is by watching their videos and watching them all the way through. Or if you can't watch all the way through in one sitting, watch as long as you can and then come back and finish watching, or watch some more and then come back and watch some more. You know, that is a huge, huge help, because YouTube, they are really, really concerned more with the view time. The watch time is really what YouTube is looking at. So the amount of time people are watching the videos. And I'm just putting stripes on this one. Sorry, I didn't even say that. I'm so glad that I can, share little bits of information like that, share little bits of wisdom. Doodling is drawing without pressure. If a line doesn't go where I want it, I learn to use it somehow. But if you're drawing something and you're like, it must be perfect. I am drawing this perfect bee. It must be perfect. And then something doesn't go where you want it, you're tempted to just tear it up or throw it away or start over again. Now, sometimes starting over is a good thing, Sometimes things can go just too far sideways. But truthfully, it's very rare that you can't recover when you're doodling. I've not had a doodle I couldn't recover. I've had some doodles I've set to the side to work on later, and I have gone back and worked on them and went, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought, or oh, wow, that really did go sideways on me, but I can do this. So sometimes giving a piece of work a little breathing space, just like when we have an argument with someone that we care about and we don't really like yelling, sometimes you need breathing space. So instead of arguing, you take a walk, or you read a book, listen to some music, meditate. Those are all good things to help recharge your creative batteries too. Did you know that? Taking a walk, listening to some music, reading a book. Those are all good things for filling up your creative well. Sometimes we have to take breaks. Sometimes we have to pull back a little bit and give ourselves time to mull over, learn what it is we've been doing. Not just do it, but learn what it is. I know that's kind of a weird thing, but recovering drawings, exactly. So you learn how to recover your art. You are creative. But if you want to support my my creative journey monetarily, and no one is required to do this, YouTube is always free. Subscribing to my channel is always free. I am not going to put a YouTube membership on my actual channel here. If you want to subscribe and support my channel, you can join us over on Patreon. There's fun things afoot over there. I'm going to do another ring right there. And I'm going to just do lots of little lines close together. And then I'm doing another little ring right there. Ooh. See? Fun stuff. Maybe this one right here, I'm going to go put an extra loop. See, that's the thing too. Do something to a certain point and then say, oh, maybe I'll try and put something like this in. Let's do some little long U shapes or long V shapes into the petals. It makes it feel like these are either loops of ribbon or there's creases in the petals. Let's say I'm going to put 3 little creases. Maybe those are going to get dots. Yeah, I like that. It's whimsical. They don't have to be the same size. They don't have to be the same shape. And really, you don't have to do 3. You could do 2. You could have a 1. You could have them be different heights. That's what doing doodles does for me, is it gives me the place to try out things, make art. I am going to scan this and make it probably into little notebook covers. Maybe I'll do a blank journal over on... Would you guys be interested in some quote-unquote, blank books or grid books or, little journal books, maybe, line journals, with my artwork on the covers? Would that be something you'd be interested in? Absolutely. George, yes, you can reference my channel as a place to learn to do things for painting rocks. I love painting rocks, so I need to go and check you out. So, yes, you can reference my channel as a place to find ideas and things like that. This would be really pretty on a rock. Let's see. I think I want to thicken up that line. So I do paint rocks locally. I paint rocks and hide them as part of the Vancouver Rocks group in Vancouver, Washington. And I like to take rocks when we go traveling and hide them places. When traveling is something we can do. I'm going to just put dots going up the center on this one. So do you know what I'm doing here? Some might say this is a delaying tactic because I still have that one more to do and the wings. Some might say that I'm delaying, but what I'm doing is I'm letting my brain sort of ponder ideas for that last flower and what I want to do on the wings. So there we go. Oh, stippling is great. So there. Yeah, stippling is a lot of fun to do. And I've done, as I've said in some previous videos, I have done complete 20 by 30, 30 by 40 drawings that were all done with stippling. I did a Pegasus when I was in high school that was pretty much all stippling. And it was not your wispy little Pegasus. People kind of laughed at me when I did it, because I did like a draft horse as a Pegasus. not your wispy legs, you know, light boned type horse. I did a draft horse. So my Pegasus had the kind of the Clydesdale socks on his feet. So yeah, and I like I slow down here and I start reading the chat, so I need to be very careful. So Janet, I do not read. It's a Latin-y type language, so it's either Spanish or Portuguese or something along those lines. But I kind of, you don't understand English, and that you, but you feel my passion for the artwork. Yes, the passion, or something along those lines. I'm trying to decipher because I don't speak much Spanish at all, or Latin languages at all. I'm going in and I'm going to make these petals a little bit of a different shape by changing the shadow between the petals. Look at that. You can do this. Decided, you know what? I want these petals to be more teardroppy shaped. A little bit more teardrop shape. So I'm just sharpening up that point right there. Now, one thing with doodling is that it is not as fast as painting. You know, I could have had this all painted in really, really fast. But sometimes you don't want fast art. Sometimes you want art that allows your brain to work on other things at the same time. Oh, thank you for translating that. And I'm glad to know that I actually kind of deciphered it a little bit. Thank you. That makes me so happy. And, you know, again, this is something to do to relax and allow your creative brain to build new pathways. And yeah, I do sort of slow down on my speech when, well, actually, I speak kind of slow anyway. I speak in a precise way, partly because I do have a lisp, and I don't want to sound sloppy. So when I let it go, or if I get really tired, you start to hear the lisp more. This morning I have not had my coffee yet, so there might be a little bit of a tired lisp showing up. But I have been told that the way I speak actually is really good for people who aren't native English speakers, because I do speak clearly. I don't tend to slur my words together. I give them breathing space. Boy, you guys are getting a lot of me just sort of rambling and chattering. I hope that this is okay with you. Well, obviously it's okay with you. You're still here. And that makes me so happy that you are. Yes, getting lost in your doodles. Now, if you, anywhere in the world, you are open to joining us in the opportunity to win this fun card, I will be mailing. Now, some of the mailing that's going to other countries is taking a lot longer, depending on how the country is doing their doing with all of this stuff going on in the world right now. So please be patient. Things are getting shipped out. I do have to go to the actual post office when I do when I mail the cards internationally, because I don't have enough postage here at the house. And places like stamps.com want to charge you so much. I need to find, does anybody know of an online location where you can print your own postage for a reasonable, not too expensive surcharge, and that doesn't require you to have a monthly subscription? Because that's the thing that's really getting me, is some of these places you have to have a monthly subscription, and I don't want to do that. And since these aren't packages, they're letters, well, see, I knew that it was either Spanish or Portuguese. I think I get bonus points, don't I? Pirate Stephanie. All right. So I'm pretty happy here. Maybe a little bit of something. Maybe I'll just put one circle in the centers of those. Those petals at the top left of the screen. Oh my. Yeah, see, my brain's going, oh, but then you can go like this and give them each a line. Almost like little flowers inside. Or those could be the stamens. There we go. Those are the stamens. We're going to put those patterns on the wing. Oh, nope, nope, no, we're not. I want to go in here and I want to put, am I delaying again? Maybe. Am I having fun? Absolutely. There we go. Pirate is a mailing thing. Oh, pirate is a mailing thingy. I will check that out. Thank you. There we go. See, look at that. That looks like there's little rocks or something dropped in. You can do things like, oh, okay, so this is going much longer, but I think the person who gets this is going to like it. So I'm going to put a little circle right here. I'm going to put some little swirls. I'm going to put a horizon line. I'm going to put Little dash line there. See, you can do little teeny tiny landscape. And then maybe there's water there. Huh! Teensy tiny landscape. Delay all I want. Well, thank you so much. You know, this is one of those things where you just need to play and enjoy. And if something, you know, gives you a spark of, ooh, that would be kind of fun. You know, like maybe I will put the tiniest little ladybug see? You got a little ladybug. This is just a teensy tiny one. Yeah, the head got away from me. That's okay. It's tiny. And I could go in with, let's see, do I have a white pen? The word of the day is busy bees. Busy bee or busy bees. And the link here in the chat. Link is only available in the chat during the live show. All right. So we've got like 3 little landscapey bits down here at the bottom. We've got fun swirly flowers up at the top. And oh yeah, and if you're interested, all of the ways to support my channel is down below. So in the more information box, we're going to get some flowers on here, and I'm going to do sort of symmetrical, kind of like I would be doing if I was doing butterfly wings. I would do it symmetrically. I tend to work back and forth. And maybe I'll do another little band. And then I'm going to put some little petals here. Just like that. Nothing hard. I'm going to go ahead and give it that little outline. So this little honeybee kind of goes with all the flowers that we've been putting around here. It's getting a similar shape design. Let's say I do like the idea of showing a bit of a honeybee's wing curve here. So I'm going to put a flower kind of like when I did the mountains on the Escape to the Mountains landscape. That was a fun doodle drawing. Let's see, trying to keep my hand out of the way. See, it's fun to do little things like this and go, oh, well, how would that work? But the thing is that, okay, she may be small, but she's colored. How's that? Oh my goodness gracious. People getting kicked out of YouTube because of, it could be your internet provider is having some issues also, and not just YouTube. Although YouTube can be kind of a crazy, weird place sometimes. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that shape around. But this time, instead of coloring that negative space, I'm going to actually fill this part in with dark. And that's the space between the flowers. See? So there's this little song that is absolutely going through my brain right now. And I had never heard it before. It's a kind of a folk tune. And recently I've been listening to a group. Their last name is really Unthanks. And so they are the Unthanks, as in thanks. But they sing very traditionally. It's two sisters, and one of the sisters' husbands is the person who does all of their musical arranging. And they do some of the most beautiful harmonies and singing these songs that are like English folk songs, not Irish or Scottish, but actual English folk songs. But then they also sing things that are a little more modern. And this little Honeybee song is a much more modern song. And it is, I guess it was sung by somebody in the 70s. And it's just it's one of those little cast-off type songs. And it was like, Honeybee, go and ask the starling to tell my darling to hurry back home to me. And it's this really sweet interplay of their voices. And it's so nice. It's, she had a fight with her boyfriend or her husband, and he went off for a walk. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. And, but he's been gone for a whole hour. And so she asks the honeybee to ask the starling to tell her darling to hurry back home. And it's just so sweet. And I'm not going to sing it, but it's just, they had a fight, and now he's gone. He was right, and she's too proud. So, yeah, it's cute. It's sweet. And then on their album, it flows into the Bee Boy song, which is a Rudyard Kipling poem that was "Hark to Your Bees." And, you need to, basically the story of you need to go, if anything happens in your household, you need to go and tell the bees. Because if you don't tell the bees will leave you. And the poem, bees are very social, and they're as curious about us as we are about them. It's really sweet. You like the color only on the ladybug? Yeah, I think that's really cute too. And then the pattern on the wings. You know, you can be as doodly as you want to be. You are not you're not limited. The only thing that really limits me on my doodles is the size of my pen. If I have too big of a tip on my pen, it makes it a little bit more challenging to get in and do the tiny, tiny details. So then you just find a pen with a smaller tip. I really enjoy these pens. They are waterproof. So I can draw, I can paint, I can draw some more, I could paint some more. Kind of like letter eyes on there. That's fun. Like little seeds in the wing too. See, build up the pattern however it makes sense to you. And I love seeing your artwork, so please share with me on Facebook and in our Facebook group, or if you don't want to join the group, that's okay. You can share on the Facebook page. I have been sort of slowing down some of my hanging out on Facebook just because I've been trying to reduce some of the stress of daily living. And Facebook is kind of a stressful place sometimes. Not that anything bad has been happening in my world on Facebook. My world on Facebook is absolutely filled with love and sparkles and charm and whimsy. But I have family. Sometimes family has things. I have friends. Sometimes friends have things. So, you know, I kind of hang out just with you guys. And let's see, yeah. I kind of hang out with you guys. I try to pop in, you know, once a day or once every other day. I do post artwork up on Instagram. Sometimes you'll get things before I actually share it on YouTube. So check that out. I am doing things on Tangy. Here, let me put the link for Tangy in there. Tangy is 1 minute real-time lessons that I'm doing them as 1 minute real-time lessons for the most part for all of my artwork. And then I have actually been doing a couple little cooking videos also. So, you know, just check out my Tangy. If you follow me, once I get to 100 followers on Tangy, I know that seems like such a small number of people, but I've been working for a few months to get, and I'm at just about 50. Once I get to 100 followers on Tangy, I can get 2 minutes. So, yeah, that's a fun thing. And I'm actually going to go and do a 1 minute bee video today. That's on my on my list of things that I want to do. I am getting really close to being done. If you are waiting or had been waiting to see how this was going to turn out, I am really close to being done. So if you haven't already gone in and put in your entry to win this, please put your entry in. I'm going to be closing entries in just about a minute. So there. Wow, this is looking so cute. Let's back up. So, this was the sketch. This is what we did. Would anybody be interested? The original is going to be given away today, but I can make prints of this and have it available on my Redbubble store. So I do have a Redbubble also, which is kind of like Teespring, but it's more, I like to use it more for the paper prints and things like that. They do have a few different things that you can get that you can't get on Teespring. So I have notebooks and little sketchbooks, dot grid books, things like that are going up over on my Redbubble store. So yeah, Tangy is, it's actually by Google. It's a new format program. It's a new format. It's basically an app, kind of like TikTok, except that it's all DIY. So it's cooking and I think there is a little bit of fashion. So it's cooking and fashion and gardening and crafting. And it's all 1 minute to 2 minute videos, nothing longer. And I set myself a challenge to do it as, to do my drawing videos as real time, or as real time as I can. So I'm going to put my so there, and let's see. I think it's Oh Honeybee is the title. I'll put that down here. Oh Honeybee. Or Oh Honey. There it is. Oh Honey. So we will take the tape off, do the drawing, and then let's just turn that way now. Take the tape off. This is just artist tape, so it is sticky, but it's not. Oh, come on now. There we go. It's sticky, but it doesn't tear the paper. And what I'm using to hold this is a piece of corrugated plastic. It's like signboard plastic. All right, so I do have to have this sloped. There we go. What do you think, guys? I am so happy. All right, we are going to go and let's see here. I need to see, aha, we have 32 responses. Wow. And we are going to go, and I am not accepting responses anymore. So we have 32 responses. And we are going to do the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up random.org. Well, hold it. Let me double check. 32 responses. I have to bring up the spreadsheet. There we go. Bring up the spreadsheet. Hide everybody's email addresses. Everybody put in the secret word. Yay! All right, and now I'm going to go to random.org, and we are going to go to 33. Let's double check, make sure that it was going through 33. Yes. So we want to make sure that we get everybody 2 through 33. And generate. Number 25. All right, we're going to see who number 25 is. Number 25 is Peggy Nicholson. Congratulations, Peggy Nicholson is our winner. So cool. All right, so now we're going to go back to the wide view. So, Peggy Nicholson, you won! You won! I am so excited. It's so much fun. I love giving things away. I do. I love to give things away. So, this is going to be scanned, and I'm going to use it as a for covers and things like that, artwork, prints. But Peggy Nicholson is the winner. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate, that's the reason why I don't leave this camera on, is because I start doing this. I just start staring at the information, at the chat. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging out, learning how to draw bees and bumblebees, honeybees and bumblebees, some fun flowers, and a simple hexagon honeycomb in the background, using the Arteza watercolor to put in the background color. And it is on Arteza 140-pound watercolor paper. All the information for the materials that I use is down below in the more information box. And I want you to go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And come back. See me next time on Deliberately Creative.